Tom McCarthy's 2014 film, The Cobbler, starring Adam Sandler, is one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time. Initially met with outstanding praise from both critics and fans alike, it seems that the film has gotten buried in a sea of other great Sandler films. But The Cobbler truly stands the test of time. It's a film about family, freedom, and standing up for what's right. But my only complaint with this film is its ending. Now don't get me wrong, the movie's ending rivals Usual Suspects for greatest of all time. My problem isn't the ending itself, it's that the ending wasn't followed up on. The movie ends with Adam Sandler finding out that Steve Buscemi is actually his dad, and Steve introduces him to the expansive world of the Cobblers. It introduces a secret society of cobblers, an evil league of laundrymen, and a whole bunch of lore that expands the Cobbler universe. But unfortunately, they never follow up on this goldmine. So today, I want to propose the solution to this problem, the Cobbler Cinematic Universe, or CCU for short. And I'd like to introduce what I would implement as Phase 1 of the CCU. But like I said, not everyone has heard about this movie, so I'd like to give a quick summary. Adam Sandler plays Max, a cobbler, which is the guy that replaces the bottoms of your shoes. He lives with his mother, but his father left him at a young age, so he and his mom can only presume that he is dead. Steve Buscemi plays Max's pal Jimmy in the role of a lifetime. When Max is feeling down, Jimmy is always there to offer a pickle for his troubles. But life changes for Max when he finds an old cobble machine in his basement, that when he cobbles a shoe with it, if he wears that person's shoes, he transforms into that person. So first things first, Jimmy disguises as his old man to have dinner with his mom, who by the way, just thought he'd left for like 40 years, and Max doesn't give any explanation for how he would have come back or why he left. But that doesn't matter because Max's mom dies the next day. Cue this guy named Leon, played by none other than Method Man, and Method Man's pissed because Max won't give him his shoes back. But even before this, he makes casual conversation about how it's a shame that Max's mom didn't leave him any money. It's such a stylistic and brave choice by the scriptwriters. So naturally, Max puts on this guy's shoes and sneaks into his house, only to interrogate and then murder the guy. The film has no problem juggling a whole bunch of different tones, which really adds to its definitiveness. Then there's this whole plot about some female Wilson Fisk trying to buy out all of downtown, so it's up to Max and his shoes to save the day. Again, this film is all action for the last third, which in many films would seem a little egregious, but in this movie, it feels so earned. And then we get the brilliant final twist of this movie. It turns out Steve Buscemi is actually Max's dad. But his dad doesn't look like Steve Buscemi, so Max would have never guessed. He also cleaned up the murder scene of that one guy, one of the few plot holes I thought there was going to be in this movie. But I knew I should have trusted a film of this quality. A true masterpiece. We still don't know why Max's dad left or why he made his wife think he was basically dead for all these years. And it's questions like this that we can answer in a sequel. Or in this case, several. So the second film in Phase 1 of the Cobbler Cinematic Universe should definitely be The Laundrymen. Once Max's dad mentioned the Laundrymen at the end of the first movie, I knew I was hooked. The movie would follow a team of laundrymen as they first develop their rivalry with the Cobblers. Kind of similar to how we see the origins of Hydra in the first Captain America movie. This would definitely be an ensemble piece and really set the tone for the rest of the CCU. Next up is The Cobbler 2. This will be the Dark Knight of the Cobbler Cinematic Universe. This is the buddy cop movie between Max and his dad. Directly following the events of the first movie, Max and his dad use their spy skills to battle it out between the laundrymen. But the laundrymen aren't afraid to get down and dirty, so within the first 10 minutes of the movie, they brutally murder Max's girlfriend. Again, we really want to make this movie feel distinct from the original Cobbler, while still giving that sense of optimism. Driven by the death of his girlfriend, Max loses control and declares war on the laundrymen. We then get several action sequences of Max going to town on the laundrymen. But throughout the film, Max's dad reconnects with Max and teaches him the benefits of not being a murderer. This film will challenge everything about the established Cobbler universe, and will set us up nicely for the climax of Phase 1 of the CCU. The fourth film in the CCU is really the one fans have been asking for, the Jimmy solo film. Now the ways the shoes in the Cobblerverse works is that if you're dead and one of the cobblers wears your shoes, they'll transform into a zombie looking person. So because Max's dad's disguise in the original landmark film was alive, that means somewhere out there, Jimmy is alive. This movie tells the story of Jimmy and how he became obsessed with pickles. This would be a nice breath of fresh air in the rest of the franchise. And the penultimate film in Phase 1 of the CCU has got to be a Leon movie. Now of course this movie would be a flashback movie considering Leon was killed in the original. This is the origin story for Leon. This movie is vitally important for the finale of Phase 1. We see Leon as he rises to power, and we also learn how Leon got those watches in the original film. This movie will basically be a heist movie, but because it's a Cobblerverse film, you know it's not that simple. As it turns out, Leon actually stole his watches from the original Jimmy, creating a great relationship between these two characters. This is where the plot threads in the Cobbler Cinematic Universe really start to tie together. Plus this will really let Method Man flex his acting chops in a deeply personal solo film. And finally, this all leads to the final film in Phase 1 of the CCU. All the building blocks have added up to this epic crossover event in The Cobbler's Cobblist Night. You know how I mentioned the cobble shoes made people look like zombies in the previous films? Well, in this movie, all the shoes come back to life and revive the people wearing them, leading to an outbreak of zombies led by Leon. And this forces the rest of the Cobblerverse to team up and take down the zombies to save the CCU. Max, his dad, the laundryman, Jimmy, everyone is here for the climactic finale of Phase 1. We see Max struggle with his past as a murderer, because as it turns out, that might just be exactly what the Cobblers need against the zombie apocalypse. This movie will definitely explore the more supernatural side of the CCU, while still delivering all those touching character moments that the series is known for. And that's my proposal for the Cobbler Cinematic Universe. In a world of connected universe movies, I think the Cobbler is one of the few franchises that can topple Marvel and the other big boys. There's just so much potential set up in this first film, and it's a shame it was never explored more. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know what other films you'd like to see in the Cobbler Cinematic Universe. There's obviously so much potential, so I really had to just stick to Phase 1 for this video. See you guys next time.